Then comes this topic, very important for your mapping. Very, very important. Do make a separate chart, Excel sheet, whatever, for the important maps, for the important regions of the world. They've asked a very simple question this year. Ukraine ka pooch liya hai, neighboring countries they have asked, right? And previously from this Afghanistan area, they have asked about, match the column tha, 2018 के केस में match the column था, wherein they have asked about मज़ार शरीफ और 3-4 और ऑप्शंस थे. तो ऐसे आपको दे देते हैं प्लेसेस के नाम और मैच द कॉलम नाउ, तो आर बिकमिंग इवन मोर डिफिकल्ट टू आंसर. सो you need to be absolutely sure of that. And this Helmand river, this is very, very important because this is the longest river in the Afghanistan country. So Afghanistan का longest river है, and this supplies fresh water to this Hamun lake in Iran, which is the largest freshwater lake of Iran. So, and Iran and Afghanistan, they both have had a good relation only. Previously, for many years, they have had a good relation. There were no big irritants between Iran and Afghanistan as compared to Iran and Iraq. तो यहाँ पे issue नहीं था. But now tensions are increasing because of building of certain dams like this Kajraki Dam, etc. in the Afghanistan area on this Helmand River. Why? Because of Taliban's coming into picture. Ever since 2021, Taliban has come into the picture. And Afghanistan is what kind of country? Agricultural dominated or what? Nomadic log hain. Rural population is mostly engaged in agriculture. You see trade fair mein kabhi aap chale jao, international trade fair, etc. You see many such dry fruits, etc. coming from Afghanistan area particularly, right? And Taliban is controlling Afghanistan right now, and it is trying to secure all of the water sources within itself. So it has built such particular dams, and that's why people in Iran, especially this particular region which is called as the Sistan-Balochistan area. Nearby to this Balochistan area or province of Pakistan. This is the area of Iran, Sistan-Balochistan area, who actually get most of their water needs met from this Hamun Lake, largest inland freshwater wetland of Iran. So this is the point of conflict. इतना ही आपके इस टॉपिक में है. Make sure that you know about Helmand Lake and Hamun Lake. Also, this originates near Kabul in the western Hindu Kush mountain range. So at least capitals तो आपको पता होती हैं. कुछ important other regions are there which can be asked. तो ये आज आ जाएगा इसमें. They have talked about that Afghanistan is violating this 1973 treaty, like we have had our Indus Water Treaty. They've also had their Helmand River Treaty 1973, wherein they are saying that we are getting only 4% of the water share which was being promised to us, Iran, according to Iran. Then comes this topic, very important, evidence-based policy making. EBP, this is a key word also. This can be a standalone question also, that what is the need of evidence-based policy making. ठीक है, आउटकम बजटिंग जैसे एक इम्पॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है आपका पेपर 3 में. गुड गवर्नेंस में एविडेंस बेस्ड पॉलिसी मेकिंग इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एंड दिस, आई गेस दिस यू कैन रीड इट ऑन योर ओन ओनली. द अंडरलाइंग इंटेंट ऑफ दिस होल टॉपिक इज दैट व्हेनेवर अ पॉलिसी इज मेड, इफ यू हैव डेटा इन प्लेस, it is a very good way to look at data and then to form models and then to formulate a policy upon it, right? Instead of having to form a policy in such a manner in which you don't have any data. And right now, this is a very important question in place because we don't have access to data of census, right? Census 2021, this has been delayed to now 2025 and 26. तो अब सेंसस नहीं कंडक्ट हो रहा, तो बिना सेंसस की पॉलिसीज़ बनाना इज बिकमिंग वेरी डिफिकल्ट. Also household consumer expenditure survey data, this is also getting delayed. Previously, SECC data also has not been given to the public, has not been made public. So all of these things are creating roadblocks in evidence-based policy making. So what is this EBP? Static point है ये आपका data-based policy making, rational decision making, pragmatic decision making, scientific decision making. All of these keywords you can incorporate on your own. And also widely considered as a fundamental aspect of good governance. And whenever a question of good governance or a topic related to good governance comes, points अगर आपको body में generate करने हैं, you can generate it from the UN's prescribed components of good governance. Go today and Google this. UN के 8 prescribed components है good governance की. Acronym उसका बन जाता है ऐसा CREEP-RAT करके कुछ. Responsiveness, accountability, transparency, consensus oriented, efficiency and effectiveness, participatory, etc. तो यहाँ के जो ये keywords है ना, participatory, accountability, transparency, etc. From here you can actually generate your subheadings in any kind of governance related topic. तो कहीं कुछ good governance related आए तो do mention this. Why rely on EBP? Because it is informed decision making rather than a generic decision making. And this is what social media filtering also helps different political parties. ये एक aid की तरह भी use हो सकता है. अगर आपको पता है आपकी constituency में what people are actually wanting, although it has a negative connotation also that you are only going to serve them you are only going to cater to the majority demands. But at least वो जो majority है उसका भी आपको पता है कि आप evidence के base पे अपना manifesto form कर रहे हो. So it has both a negative edge, negative connotation and a positive connotation also. वो echo chamber के case में I'm telling. Digital जो filtering करती हैं political companies, political parties, sorry. Cambridge Analytica वाला जो case था, at that time many such questions were coming up or many such questions were expected in case of essay. ठीक है? Better policy outcomes, etc. Everything will get benefited out of EBP. Impact on electoral politics. It will enhance the public trust that actually their voices are being listened to, right? Policy evaluation and improvement. So SWOT analysis. आपको भी अगर आपको evidence based policy making करनी है, evidence based planning करनी है in case of UPSC, what you will do? Revisions और mocks की performance देखोगे ना आप अपनी, evidence देखोगे ना कि marks कितने आ रहे हैं, उसके basis पे you are going to focus upon such areas कि polity में कमा रहे हैं, polity पे focus करें, PYQs देख के आप trend analyze कर रहे हो, all of those things. This is the evidence based planning which you are going to do for yourself. Challenges and concerns. So data related challenges are there, delays in data, comparability of data. जैसे GDP comparisons are very difficult to compare right now. Firstly, we had GDP, then we had GVA. So modalities also got changed. Then if you have read your economics base, so you know about Tendulkar Committee, Rangarajan Committee. They were dependent upon MRP basis, MMRP basis, mixed reference period, right? Alag-alag unki there were different methods of calculating this poverty line. Based on that, poverty line also differed between these two committees. So sometimes data can also not be compared with each other. Reliance on multiple surveys and data sets, these are all the important issues. And where can India utilize EBP? So this table you can incorporate in your answer. You can generate different points, healthcare ले लो, education ले लो, agriculture, defense, any sector you can take, skill development. You can write about the government schemes, corresponding government schemes, and then you can write about how this EBP can be used. ठीक है? Way forward में only you can remember this one कि establish a national evidence-based policy institute and establish a national evidence bank. And then to collaborative partnerships, etc., engaging the private sector, etc. These are all the common things which you can write. Then comes this topic, India-Maldives relations. Important इसलिए है because 2013 means paper 2 they have asked a question. In 2013 they have asked a question of India-Maldives because at that time a very important change had taken place in Maldives. If any of you can tell. 2013 में what change had taken place which prompted UPSC to ask a question on India-Maldives? Government pro-India to pro-China. So for this period 2013 to 2018, the presidential election took up and they accepted a China-favored stand as compared to the recent stand of the president Ibrahim Solih जो पहले थे तो उनका stand था pro-China. Now Ibrahim Solih तो in fact have said that our foreign policy is India first policy. India first policy is Maldivian foreign policy right now. Or India is one of the biggest, second biggest trade partner of Maldives. First is Sri Lanka and then second is India. So at that time that's why they have asked a question. अभी रेयर है कि वो पूछेंगे बट यहाँ से ये समझ लो दैट एट एनी टाइम वेन एवर अ बायलेटरल क्वेश्चन इज आस्क्ड ऑफ एनी पर्टिकुलर कंट्री यू मेक अ टेबल यहाँ पे भी दे रखी है, यू मेक अ टेबल, जस्ट हाईलाइट इकोनॉमिक ट्रेड टाइज, जियो स्ट्रेटेजिक इन्फॉर्मेंस, सिक्योरिटी इम्प्लीकेशंस, कल्चरल टाइज, डायस्पोरा, ऐसे करके 5-6 कॉलम्स रहेंगे. वहाँ पे जस्ट हाईलाइट दैट व्हाट आर द फॉर्दर पॉइंट्स विच आर गोइंग टू राइट इन योर आंसर. किसी भी बायलेटरल क्वेश्चन को आंसर करने का तरीका यही है. देन राइट अबाउट द चैलेंजेस एंड द वे फॉरवर्ड. Way forward you can have a very specific set of acronyms etc. or you can have specific keywords. जैसे अभी इसके केस में I talked about Ibrahim Solih who has said that India first policy is going to be our foreign policy. So it highlights the importance India has in case of Maldivian government. ठीक है. Also, Mali treats India as now first among equals. So this is the changed stance now. First among equals when it comes to China. Rather than other countries, now it is talking about India after the change of president again in 2018 when Ibrahim Solih came to power. He is pro-India, talks about India first policy is his foreign policy. And why is the support of this country, this small country, south to the south, east or southwest of India? To southwest of India, right? Southwest of India hai. Why is this country important? Maritime border for maritime security you can say. ठीक है, for maritime security. कल वाली class or sorry last lecture we had talked about this global lines or sorry sea lines of communication. Strait of Malacca we had talked about, right? So this serves as a very important choke point. Maldives serves as a very important choke point when you are traversing from these regions, Gulf of Aden, Gulf of Hormuz. 80 to 90% of oil trade is happening in this particular region of Indian Ocean. China का भी हमने देखा था. India का again 95% trade by volume, 75% trade by value takes place in Indian Ocean. Then all of the sea lines they go through the Strait of Malacca. So this Maldives serves as a very important choke point. And this is a 90% water country. 90% is water only, this 10% is land area. And it also is one of the lowest countries in case of its elevation from sea, only 1.5 meters of elevation. So one of the lowest countries in terms of elevation. So climate change related issues would be there, tsunami related issues. तो हमारा जो HADR diplomacy है, humanitarian assistance and disaster relief diplomacy जो हम बात करते हैं ना, In that also, countries, Maldives, extremely benefit out of India's cooperations. So इसलिए भी important है. Also, it is India and Maldives, they are both represented in a very important organization or grouping. बिम्स्टेक तो इधर का हो गया, ठीक है. बिम्स्टेक में हम यहाँ की बात करते हैं. बिम्स्टेक से थोड़ा इधर चले जाते हो तो सार्क आ जाता है. सार्क आ जाता है तो Maldives is there as well. And also for countering, most important thing you have missed out on. You're talking about maritime security. China's belligerent stand in case of South China Sea, in case of even Indian Ocean. Why are all of the countries flocking towards Indo-Pacific now? Indo-Pacific is actually surpassed, before the Russia-Ukraine crisis, Indo-Pacific had surpassed the importance of the transatlantic region. Earlier, everybody was focused upon the Atlantic waters, transatlantic region. But now everybody is talking about forming this Indo-Pacific framework. IPEF bana diya US ne, or Quad grouping has formed. Malabar exercises are taking place, or AUKUS grouping has formed. Because of China's growing aggressive agenda only, string of pearls, China is employing. Deploying this string of pearls all over the maritime border of India. So that's why also cooperation from such countries who actually favor us over China is very much required. And string of pearls में जैसे हमने last time बात करी तो somebody had mentioned about, I wrongly mentioned ECT terminal as I guess ours. Sri Lanka के बारे में I was talking about diamond necklace policy we were talking about. Trincomalee is from India's aid, and that Hambantota port completely is under the debt trap diplomacy of China. Okay. So this for highlighting our diamond necklace or necklace of diamond strategy, or to counter string of pearls theory also of China, because China sees Maldives as a very important pearl in its string of pearls. So we need to counter that also. Sea lines of communication we can secure via this. For all of the reasons, cooperation from Maldives is important. Now some basic points which you can take from your content. ठीक है, और उसे ऐड ही कर देना अपने उसमें notes में. So this UTF project India has undertaken right now, Indian Grant and Aid Uthuru Tilla Falhu Island Harbour Project, coastal surveillance radar system in Maldives. So this is not a military project, this is only coastal surveillance radar system. For this, there were many fake news, etc., which were taking place in case of Maldives, because of which India Out campaign had started in Maldives, that they are actually deploying Indian forces here. So ऐसा नहीं था, and after that, from the support of from the cooperation of President, that campaign has also dissipated right now. So purpose to strengthen the capability of Maldivian Coast Guard and facilitate regional humanitarian assistance. Also, it is the biggest Indian grant and aid project in Maldives, and India has gifted previously additional landing craft to Maldives, and also Dornier aircraft, patrol vessel, coastal radar system, etc. All of these things you can write in your answer. बस एक इतना सा लिख देना है, other developments or security related developments, and just write examples in your answers. Controversy, India Out campaign, we have talked about, by opposition leader Abdullah Yameen. ठीक है. India-Maldives relation, a background. So both had gained independence from British rule in 1966. We were one of the first nations to give official recognition to Maldives independence. That's why Maldives also in turn favor us. Since then, India and Maldives have developed close strategic, military, economic, cultural relations, etc. And these are the cooperations. So this is the table you can make for all of the countries, or this is the type of micro notes you need to take. बस ये एक-एक historical You can simply write about Rajaraj Chola's dynasty's conquest in the Maldivian region. Raja Chola, one of the very important Chola emperors who had made which temple? Brihadeshwar temple, right? The Brihadeshwar temple he had made, and he had also taken his forces to the Maldivian northern atolls. It again became a British colony, gained independence in 1965. Security partnership, write about joint exercises, at least write this equivalent, or for pre-dosti, ekta, operation shield, etc. Anything can be asked in case of prelims. ठीक है, Maldivian National Defense Forces, we also train them. Economic cooperation, ये हमने बात करी थी. Second largest trading partner of Maldives is India. First is Sri Lanka. Infrastructure project, then this Hanimadu International Airport Development Project. This is under Indian credit line. Very important. Grant assistance of 100 million rupiah, that is the currency of Maldives, to this high impact community development project, sports education, rehabilitation center, etc. Just extract these 1-2 words and that should go in your micro notes. Okay? Causes for anti-India sentiments. So because of this political instability, 2013-18 and again now, and the opposition, जो अभी हमने देखा Yamin's opposition, because of that India Out campaign came up, and a country which does not have democracy in place will keep on having such repercussions in its foreign ties as well, right? Controversy regarding this helicopter gift also was there, that India was deploying its forces again. And also mostly these agreements with India, they have taken place out of backdoor diplomacy. So diplomacy also have different tracks. One, diplomacy, track 1, track 1.5, track 2 diplomacy. We are talking about back channel diplomacy when it comes to Pakistan. Because now the official track 1 diplomacy, we are not engaging with Pakistan anymore because of the Indus Water Treaty issues and everything. So we can talk about back channel diplomacy, wherein not exactly diplomats, but other people, they talk about increasing ties between two countries. And this is in a very opaque manner. This is not in a transparent manner. So this takes place behind the doors. So because of these confidential agreements only, these things have backfired when it comes to our relations with Maldives. Alleged interference in domestic politics. So these also have been such allegations. Restoration of ties, ये हमने देख लिया 2018. Major irritants, Chinese affinity, etc. Also inclination towards terror. So now, especially after the US pullout from Afghanistan in 2021, US withdrawal, and also ISIS losing its holds over the Syrian areas. So ISIS right now is eyeing different regions all over the world. And Maldives is one such area where again ISIS is eyeing this particular region. So terrorist activities also are increasing. So this is another irritant, increasing radicalization, political instability. Recent gestures by India, this you can give as examples, that in their drinking water crisis, we had deployed the C-17 Globemaster and also IL-76, one of the two biggest aircrafts we have with us, carrying bottled water to Maldives. COVID-19 crisis operation Sanjeevani by Indian Air Force for supplying essential medicines, etc. Then this GMCP is very important, $500 million infrastructure project in Maldives. Defense cooperation, ये हमने देख लिया था, Dornier aircraft, etc. Also joint statement by India Maldives. And most important in the conclusion, highlight India first policy, first among equals. Keywords you need to focus upon. Significance for India, ये भी हमने देख ही लिया था, people to people contact, etc. These are some generic things which you will mention in each and every country which will come in the Asian belt. At least Asian belt के लिए common रहेगा, major destination of tourists, people to people contact, cultural ties, Buddhist diplomacy, etc. Mostly Southeast countries, Southeast Asian countries में रहता है. Important SASAC member, also member of SAFTA. तो ये सबका common